Hello, so in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to go and insert component codes into your web page. Now the primary difference between the traditional Numo style tags and the new component tags for Numo UPLINK are that the new ones use HTML code, so angle brackets, whereas the old ones would use square brackets. Okay, so I'm going to grab this login box code here. Just select it and go Control C, and I go to my web page, and I'm going to place my cursor in here. That just did a little jump there. Okay, so I'm going to place my cursor there. I'm going to go Control V. Now, take a look at that. If you notice, the code doesn't match up. It changes the angle brackets to what are called HTML entities. So it's ampersand LT semicolon, which is a less than sign, and then of course a greater than sign. And that's not going to render very well if we do it that way. So instead, I'm going to go undo that, and then I'm going to place my cursor right within the HTML code and then paste it. Okay, and then once I do that, you're going to see that there's a placeholder image here. Now this is a very rudimentary placeholder image. We're going to be updating the system with some more stylized versions of them, but this is basically so you know that there's a Numo component in there. Not very easy to drag it around, but certainly you can try to select it here. But it's just so that you know that that component is within the page. Now I'm going to save the page. It's going to publish out to the server. And I'm going to just then show you briefly. Here we go. Just briefly, I'm going to show you the login box. Where did we go? You know what? I'm probably still logged in. So why don't I log out? Okay. So we go back here. It reloads the page and should display us a login box here. So it does, right there. Perfect. Now, I'm going to show you briefly the difference between what this new style and the old style would look like before it renders. So I'm just going to pause this video. Alright, so I've gone and placed the old style component code in here. I'm not going to wrap it. I am going to give it a title of login. I'm going to save this page. Now I'm going to go back out to my web page and I'm going to reload this. Now you're going to notice that in here you're going to see a little bit of square component code. Boom, and then it disappears, and then a second later we get the box. Whereas with the new system, you don't see that little bit of square bracket code there. So that's the beauty and the benefit of using the new system. It also loads a little bit faster. But if you are having a tough time with the new angled brackets or the HTML code, and you want to use the old legacy system, but you don't want it to look as clunky, we also have what's called the Numo UPLINK Express script that we include, and it does require a Unix or Linux platform running Apache with mod rewrite and PHP curl installed. It's pretty standard stuff for a Unix or Linux distribution, but it does make things much faster. Rather than running them as a client-side app, it's more a hybrid of client-side and server-side. In any case, I'm just going to show you really briefly how to go and insert something into a menu, because that's a very common thing to do here. So back in the dashboard, we're going to grab the logout link component here, Control C, and just very quickly, I'm going to go in this editor. I use the menu side LBI. I'm just going to scroll down to the bottom where I would expect to see this. I'm going to go and place it down in here, and you're going to see that, oops, that's how it should look. Basically, it should be just before the closing UL tag. That's where normally we put all the Numo links, and then we just save the component. It's going to then update all the pages on my site. So I'm just going to pause this video while this happens. Alright, so we are reloading the page here, and it's asking us for a logout link. Because we're not logged in, we're not going to see a logout link. So what we're going to do here real briefly is, as you can see this login box here, I'm going to go and log in. Okay, and once we're logged in, we should see a log out link just right down at the bottom of the list. There we go, and there's a log. It was dynamically rendered, but and then once you hit log out, of course, it will log us out, and we won't see the logout link there again. And that's more or less all there is to inserting component tags within your pages. Just have to be really careful about where you place them and how they're rendering.